Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about technical failure. I'm not really going to address the sets and reps or give you a play-by-play on what I'm doing because I would rather spend some time discussing a topic that I've briefly talked about previously, but I feel warrants more attention, and that again is technical failure. So what is technical failure? Technical failure, in my book, is a point in time during a lift which you are strong enough physically to continue doing more repetitions, or perhaps a few more sets with just a little bit more rest, except for your quality of reps, your quality of sets is going to be diminished. And as you carry on through that technical failure, it's going to become even more significantly diminished. And so in my training, I like to just train until I reach that point of technical failure, and that's what I did today. So I had in mind that I wanted to try to do 3 sets of 3 reps without a belt on this high bar squat, but you will only see me do 2, because on the second set right here you will see that I reach a point of technical failure where my knees cave in pretty hard during the lift. And this is something that as a more inexperienced lifter I would just continue to train through and try to get stronger, but the problem with that is when you train through technical failure, you're going to reach that limit of muscular failure and, in a worst case scenario, skeletal failure, and that would suck. And the biggest problem with this is that you're going to be decreasing the quality of repetitions that you have, and that's going to ingrain a poor movement pattern. And those poor movement patterns make your lifts less efficient, so then you expend more energy, and then you're going to reach that maximum strength threshold much sooner. And that means a plateau, and nobody likes those. So when training, it's really important that you identify your technical failure limits, because different weights in different movements are going to expose different weak links in your chain. And if you ignore those or try to train through those for too long, then you're likely going to have a stall in the lift, or you're going to injure yourself in that lift. And that's not anything that we want to have happen to anybody. So when you're training, I'm not saying there's no value in pushing through technical failure, but really there's a greater amount of value in identifying it and then training to that point, and then possibly getting in more repetitions at a slightly less weight, because repetitions equal practice. And if you want to be good at something, that means you need to practice. And if you are practicing poorly, then you're really not doing anything beneficial to your training at all. And if you try to train through technical failure, you're significantly increasing your chances of developing an injury, whether that be a catastrophic injury like a torn pec or a ruptured disc, or a repetitive stress injury. So that'd be like an impingement or something else that really develops over time because of poor motor recruitment and movement patterns. So the next time you go into the gym, you've got everything written down that you want to do. Just take note of when you've reached technical failure. And if that comes because you perhaps have your knees cave in a squat like I did, or the bar speed slows down very significantly, or you fold over in your squat, or maybe you start sort of hitching your deadlifts, then you've reached that point of technical failure, and you're no longer going to reap the same amount of reward for your hard training than what you could if you simply trained very close to that failure limit. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys can apply this concept of technical failure to your training, and thereby increase the sustainability of your training significantly, which will in the end make you a much stronger and happier lifter. Thanks for watching.